For any tennis shot to go in, you need to have a target somewhere inside the court to which you're directing that shot. But when it comes to selecting the target for any particular shot, there are a couple of basic things to keep in mind. First of all, don't make the court your target. The problem with having the court as your target is that if you miss that target, you missed the entire court, the ball is out, you lose the point. Along those same lines, don't make the line your target. If the line is your target, you can only miss to one side of that target and have the ball remain in play. A shot missed to the other side is out, you instantly lose the point. You always want to choose a target well inside those lines so that when you miss that target, the ball remains in play and you stay in the point. The most conservative of all possible targets is right there. You can use the tee as your target. When the tee is the target, you have 13 feet to the left or right in which you can miss that target and still be in the point. You have a substantial amount of distance from that service line back to the baseline in which you can miss and the ball is still in play. You're still in the point. It's one of my very favorite targets in tennis, especially at the beginning of a match. Using the tee as your target gives you an opportunity to know how well you're hitting the ball that day. By directing your shots towards the tee, you can tell how close you're coming to that target. And as the match progresses, if you are consistently directing your shots and landing them close to the tee, you know you're hitting the ball pretty well. And that frees you up to start selecting other targets around the court that aren't quite as conservative. If you start a match with the tee as your target and you see that you're not landing anywhere near that tee, then you leave the tee as your target, because that allows you to keep the ball in play better than any other target, and you can allow your misses to be the offensive shot. Sometimes I'll be using the tee as my target and I will miss a ball for a winner. All right, I'll hit a great angle that the opponent can't return when I was using the tee as my intended target. So it's a wonderful way to play conservative tennis, and again, especially at the beginning of the match, to determine what your game is like that day and whether or not you want to change targets to something a little less conservative, something a little bit more aggressive, depending on the type of match that you're playing. Another thing, during a match, you might be utilizing targets all around the court for different purposes, and then suddenly your forehand abandons you. You can't hit the broadside of a barn with your forehand anymore. It happens to everybody at some point. Returning your target to the tee allows you to find that stroke you lost again, while giving yourself the best chance of keeping those shots in play until you figure it out. You need to definitely keep the ball in play if you want to play winning tennis. When you consider that most points in tennis at all levels end on an unforced error, and that using the tee as your target gives you the best opportunity to keep each shot in play, it really goes a long way to using the tee as one of your primary targets in tennis.